Hey, welcome to Stepford, Connecticut, where the lawns are tidy, the smiles are perfect, and the wives, well, they're just a little bit too good to be true. Join me as I review this classic film and dive into its darkly comic take on suburban life. Something strange is happening in the town of Stepford. Picture a town where the women are flawless, always smiling, always cooking and cleaning, and never seeming to age. That sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Joanna Everhart, a young wife and aspiring photographer, moves with her husband Walter and their two daughters from Manhattan to Stepford, Connecticut. Walter insists it's the perfect place to raise a family, safe, quiet, and full of good people. But almost immediately, Joanna finds the women in town a little too strange for her taste. They're all eerily alike, flawless looking, obsessed with housework, devoted to keeping their husbands happy, and completely devoid of intellectual interest. This might not have been a problem for Joanna if only one wife was like this. But all of them? How could they all be so similar, with seemingly no personality of their own? Released in 1975, The Stepford Wives isn't your typical horror film. Based on a novel by Ira Levin and directed by Brian Forbes, it is more of a psychological thriller with a sharp edge of dark humor. The film's calm suburban setting and seemingly perfect Stepford wives set the stage for a satirical look at gender roles and conformity, blending unsettling moments with biting social commentary and dry wit. Joanna Everhart, played by Catherine Ross, is a talented New York photographer who moves with her family to the picture-perfect town of Stepford. But the wives in this town are a little too perfect, too beautiful, too submissive, too obsessively domestic, and eerily identical. Joanna's growing suspicion uncovers a chilling secret that's as unsettling as it is absurd, highlighting the film's biting dark humor. The film's horror is never about gore or jump scares. Instead, it uses dry, dark humor to satirize the absurdity of rigid gender roles and suburban conformity. Moments of quiet dread are punctuated by ironically polite and exaggeratedly sweet interactions that feel both creepy and comical, making you laugh nervously while realizing the true horror beneath. One of the movie's standout features is the women's stunning costumes, long, flowing maxi dresses inspired by Victorian fashion. These gorgeous, high-collar dresses mix old-world modesty with 1970s style, giving the Stepford wives a doll-like elegance that's both beautiful and unsettling. The Victorian-inspired dresses the Stepford wives wear are undeniably beautiful, long, flowing, and elegant, celebrating traditional femininity and grace. Wearing such dresses isn't a bad thing at all. In fact, they highlight the charm and timeless appeal of feminine style. However, in the context of the film, these dresses symbolize more than just fashion. They reflect Stepford's disturbing obsession with creating a picture-perfect version of womanhood, one that emphasizes outward beauty and domesticity while erasing personality and independence. The dresses become part of an artificial ideal imposed on the women, showcasing how appearances can be used to mask a loss of autonomy. In other words, the dresses themselves are stunning and feminine, but in Stepford, that femininity is forced and controlled, which is the true horror the film explores. Emerging amid the women's liberation movement, The Stepford Wives uses its premise as a satire of male anxiety about changing gender roles. The dark humor underlines the absurdity of forcing women into narrow domestic roles while showing the terrifying consequences of such control. Catherine Ross's performance as Joanna is quietly strong, balancing skepticism, fear, and determination. Paula Prentice provides a lighter, more humorous touch early on, making her character's eventual transformation even more chilling and darkly funny. It's worth noting that the actresses who played the Stepford Wives in this film were all beautiful, and each of them was at least 34 years old or older. Catherine Ross was 35 at the time of filming. Tina Louise, who played Charmaine Wimperis, was 41. Paula Prentice, who played Bobby Marco, was 37. Nanette Newman, who played Carol Van Sant, was 41. And Carol Mallory, who played Kit Sunderson, was 34. While The Stepford Wives is a smart, stylish, and thought-provoking film, it's not without its flaws. Its slow pacing and subtle tone may not engage every viewer, especially those expecting traditional horror thrills or faster action. The characters sometimes feel a bit underdeveloped, and the darkly humorous satire might not land with everyone. Because of these factors, it might not be the most entertaining movie for all audiences. That's why, despite its many strengths and unique charm, I give it 4 stars instead of 5. The Stepford Wives may not be traditionally scary, but its mix of dark humor, psychological dread, and exquisite visual style make it a haunting and thought-provoking film. If you appreciate movies that combine social satire with eerie atmosphere, this one's a must-see.